Um, 3D printings are, relatively new technology, um, and so because of that, there are a lot of people who have them. It's definitely like a specialized hobby right now. Right now, I'm the only person I know who has one. Any person who can talk about it passionately. Matt, and I got into 3D printing about 2 years ago. I basically started off when I read about it in a magazine, and I just was completely blown away by the technology and the potential that it had. So I immediately hunted around for the cheapest kit I could find online. And back in the day, 2 years ago, you couldn't really buy a homemade printer that was, just like these nice Epson ones. You had to build it yourself. So I found a kit online and I built it, and I've been using it still to this day. And it's great. Like the amount of things that I've done with it and the learning that I've gotten from it is just amazing. Hobby, you kind of have to, you have to start off somewhere, and so with 3D printing, it really helps to learn how to design things on the computer. So there are a couple like CAD programs that you can use, which is computer-aided design. Is a joystick for a Xbox controller. I actually broke an Xbox controller of mine about 2 weeks ago. The actual stick snapped off, and that's the great part about having a 3D printer is you can just be like, oh, instead of having to buy a new joystick or buy a new controller, just redesign it. So I've designed this in CAD, and basically it's printing right now. And so that's a Frankenstein joystick. That's what it looks like without any cooling. I I should have put a fan on, but you can see how it's a little bit mutated there. So I can pull this off. I can pull these clips off, and there's that piece of glass. So it pulls off, and you can see it would have probably fit on a joystick at some point, but it's a little bit melty here and a little too wobbly. But basically, you wait for that to cool. You can put it in the fridge to let it cool even faster, and then once it's cool enough, it'll just pop off by itself. Yeah, so I kind of have like a side business. It's called Campus 3D. Shameless plug there, but it's I decided that I could try making some money selling prints to people. And what I did is I advertised the engineering department and the architecture department, and I offered my pricing as like a competitive price to what the school offers. I ended up getting more business than I could deal with, which doesn't sound like a bad thing, but when there's one person with one printer who's also a student and they have like a finite amount of time, it was challenging. So I still run it, and if anyone's interested, I'll more than happily print stuff for them. But I definitely got a little over my head there when I was printing and running my own business.